What's up, guys? Welcome back to Peace, Praise, and PJs. I'm Karah.
I'm Kennedy.
And you better go get your PJs on.
Yeah.
Or keep them on.
Or take them off.
Oh.
No. Just kidding. I stole Kara's pants. So
Yeah.
So Kara's not wearing pants.
I am. They're just not my pants. But we're matching. Oh, it's fall. It was technically fall last week, but we didn't we didn't decorate. But now we have a pumpkin. Switch to the other angle.
The extent of our decorations is this blanket and this pumpkin.
We have an orange couch. It doesn't need much more for
and
fall.
Green. Green is fall because leaf.
Green is fall because leaf. We're falled out, bruh.
I think we're just fall.
We are. I'm falling for you.
Oh.
What is this podcast? What are we talking about?
Today we're doing military and medicine.
Yeah. We kind of want to just talk about, I mean, I was in the military for so long, so that's half my story, I feel like. Yes. And Kennedy was in college and then wasn't in college, and they went through a few different career paths. So I guess we're kind of just going to be talking about purpose, finding our purpose, and we're mainly going to do like a Q&A. Like, we got a lot of good questions. So guys, Fable, our podcast.
Podcast.
Our podcast. I didn't even mean to do that.
It's our podcast.
Our podcast just knocked over the main camera. So, welcome back. But I was saying, we're going to do a Q&A today. We got so many good questions. I literally just wrote them down. I didn't want to think about them too much. Maybe that's not a good podcast host, but yeah, I kind of wanted to like just do it off the cuff. So we're going to do it.
Yeah, we are.
Kennedy hasn't even seen half these questions, so.
I haven't seen any of them.
You haven't seen any, she's not seen any of these questions.
I don't know anything, so.
So we're just going to do a Q&A. This is
real. It's real and raw.
Yeah, this is some questions we got asked about the military and stuff like that. So I guess jump right into it. Well, maybe first I'll just talk about a little bit of what I did and what the military was, and then you can talk about why you were in college, just like a little rundown for people that don't know us and stuff. You go first.
Okay. So I grew up wanting to be a nurse for like the longest time. I wanted to be a labor and delivery nurse, and I didn't know anything differently. Like, that's just what I wanted to be. So I went to GCU in Arizona, and I was there for a semester, and I dropped out because there was a lot happening. It was a lot depression. It was a lot me not wanting to work in a hospital setting anymore. I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling that route. And I just felt like God put another calling on my heart. And I think me wanting to be a nurse was a lot of just me wanting to help people in any type of way, and then me wanting to be a labor and delivery nurse because I loved babies.
Yeah. Well, I feel like too, like nursing is one of those things that like, if you want to help people, the world makes you feel like you have to be a nurse. Yeah. Like that's it. You know, like you have to be a nurse or a doctor, and if there's nothing else. Yeah. So I think as we grow up, that's kind of like where we all go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just wasn't feeling it anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and lay her down.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Go to sleep. I dropped out and was looking into schools in San Diego for midwifery, which is essentially the same thing, different setting. So it's more of like home birth and birth center births than a hospital birth. And I still would love to do that. Right now, I just feel like it's not the right timing. And I will most likely eventually go back to it. But yeah, I went to San Diego for midwifery and did that for a while, and I loved it. And then the school was going bankrupt after COVID. Yeah. And so, yeah, I left. They closed down and took everybody's money. It was really fun.
Can you not sue for that?
No, because they went bankrupt.
That shouldn't be illegal. That shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, they went bankrupt. So it was like, sorry, nothing you can do.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then I was looking into schools in Texas for it, and I got into a school in Texas for it. And then I got anxious because I was like, I just did this and lost thousands of dollars for the same thing.
That would not have happened again.
Yeah, but I was just like, it was still around the same time. It was still after COVID.
Okay,
And so
okay.
I was like, maybe I'm going to wait a few years, get my money back up. So yeah, moved here, did that, was just working for a while, and then I was like, I love skincare and I love massage and I love helping people, so esthetician, and that's what I went to school for, and that's what I've been doing.
Heck yeah.
Little rundown.
I also grew up, I don't think I wanted to be a nurse. I just wanted to be, I think I always wanted to be a paramedic. I liked the fast pace. I liked emergency care.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But like you, I was like, well, I have to do trauma nurse or something like that.
Yeah.
But I grew up really poor
Yeah.
and college was not in the cards. Full rides or not full rides, not really. Who's paying for your groceries? Like I couldn't do it. It wasn't in the means for me. I was a CNA in high school and I loved that. Just being in the medical field in any way. Mind you, CNA isn't, well, I mean, I guess it's not really like medical field, but it is, I guess there's ways. But I just liked helping people. But I wanted something fast paced, and God, I've always kind of put the military on my heart. I think I just always wanted to be something that a woman isn't usually. I don't know. I just always kind of had that energy of wanting to be different and something that was super challenging. So I was like, I guess I'll join the military. And then I heard they paid for your college and all that. And I was like, yeah, I kind of have to join the military. But God always kind of put it on my heart. And then I worked for years to get in. Or I guess I started when I was 16, but I got permanently disqualified for my eyes and some other medical stuff. But I knew that's what I wanted to do. So I went to MEPS, which is how you enter the military like 7 times, which is like unheard of. But I did it and I finally got a rate, and they were like, you have like 4 options. And I wanted medical, but that was not the option that day. And at that point, it had been so long that I was like, just give me any job. I'll do it. And I wanted something fast paced and, and so I got engineering. So that was it. I asked for a male-dominated field. I got it.
Yeah, for real.
I was a mechanic on hovercrafts. So it was a lot of proving yourself, a lot of challenges, but I loved it. It taught me so much. I met the love of my life. I was stationed in California. Yeah. It was hard. I was stationed in California, which I always wanted to be there. So it was a cool time. There was a lot of trauma and a lot of challenges and all of those things, but I loved it. And I recently just got out this January.
Yeah.
So it's only been a little bit that I've been out, but now we're readjusting and now I do marketing. So
she's a real civilian.
Yeah. It's gross actually.
Was it everything you expected?
No, not at all. I think there's so many stereotypes around the military of like it's always boot camp kind of things. Like boot camp, you don't have your phone. Your only communications, letters, that kind of stuff. Like you do your picture of the military as a civilian, that is boot camp for sure.
Yeah.
Like you see it in the movies. But then once you get out of boot camp, you're a normal human. You work an 8 to 5. Mind you have duty days where you're working 24 hours and you're always on call. And there is things that are different. Your job is everything. It's not just a job when you're in the military, but it is way more than people think. Like I used to get questions all the time on my TikTok and stuff of, are you allowed to have phones? How can you have pets? Are you allowed to be married? And I was like,
that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm currently on one.
Yeah.
But people just have this stereotype that military is like jail, like lockdown. But it's really not. I mean, deployment is, but regular military life, like, no, we all go to work, around 6 a.m. We muster, we do our jobs, we leave around 4-ish. And then after that, it's whatever.
Yeah.
You just live your life, go to the gym, do whatever normal people do. But yeah, I think that was something that I wasn't expecting. Was I thought it was going to be, I don't know, I guess like you see in the movies, like.
Yeah, like more serious, more strict.
Yeah, I guess so, which like it is strict, but in certain ways.
Yeah.
They don't control your life like I thought they were going to.
Yeah.
But I think that's really it. I mean, it was kind of everything you'd expect other than that, though.
Yeah.
Like, with chain of command and with being held accountable and with walking on your tippy toes around people and learning so much and being in over your head constantly, like that is the military. It's a bunch of 18-year-old kids who have never been through college who are operating engines, and they're like, okay. I was a crane operator. never done that before. It's just crazy. But I mean, obviously we know our job after doing it all the time, and it's a weird life. I can't even explain the military. It would take me 8 podcasts to even hit a little bit into military life. It's a bizarre community, but I loved it. I loved it. I do not regret a thing. I probably would have stayed in for 20 years if I hadn't met Dallas and had a reason to get out.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't worth the separation, but I think everyone should join the military. If you have the physical means to do it, and like mentally are like capable of it. Yeah. I do think everyone should join out of high school. It teaches you so much. It sets you up so much if you play it right. Yeah. So yeah, I think everyone should try it out.
No, I agree. I think it was so. I wish I joined the military. Honestly, I'm not mentally. Well, I wasn't mentally okay.
Most people in the military aren't.
But I'm also. You're just so cool to me. Like you would come home and you explain stuff, and I'm like, dude, what the heck is she talking about? Yeah. Engines, hovercrafts, yeah, okay. You would like mention certain tools. I'm like, did Karah just like wake up and know about this kind of stuff? How did this happen?
No, yeah, I did so bad on my ASVAB. I did so bad, but it's okay. I passed, and I did really well. Like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I got Sailor of the Year, right? And that's already like if you're in the military, you know, like, oh crap, like that's a really cool thing. Yeah. And a lot of people, as a female, which I think I have a question about that, so I'll get more into that. But as a female, you have to prove yourself times 10 because the one before me, when a man won, it was like, oh yeah, he deserves it. He worked really hard. Right. When I won, it was like, what'd she do to get there? What'd she do to get that? Who did she sleep with? And I was like, okay. Like the amount of rumors that would go around, like you just have to brush it off your shoulder. Like the things you hear, the borderline harassment in the military towards women is crazy. Right. But you have to just chalk it up as whatever. They're like my brothers. Because if you act like that really offended me or any of that, it's just going to get worse for you. Right. They're going to like blacklist you basically. So you just take the hits, especially in engineering. Engineering is a million times worse. It's just like blue collar. You know, it's just how they are. But I didn't mind it. I have thick skin. I was like, let's go. I'll prove you wrong. But because of that adversity, I won like say the quarters. That was the first time I kind of noticed it. They were like what did she do to get here? She's just pretty. Like, okay, well, half the board was women. Yeah. Whatever. But after that, I was like, all right. And I was like the fastest fireman. I had more qualifications than half of like the E6s and high ranking people. And I was just grinding. I'm not mechanically inclined, I don't think, but I was so good at my job. Yeah. Like everyone would come to me when I was leaving the command. Everyone was like, no, like what are we going to do? And I was like, sorry. Like, but I loved that. Like I loved having to prove myself like that. And I don't know. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, you should be.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. When I got out, I was like, who am I? It was a crazy identity, like crisis moment because my identity is in Christ. Yes. And I know that I am who he says I am and all those things, but you don't realize how much of your identity is in the things that you do. Right. And when I got out, I didn't realize my entire identity was the military. Like it was constantly in my mind. It shaped what I did throughout my day, who I was, what I listened to. Like it was everything. And it's pride. It comes down to pride. Like I was so proud, and I should be proud of what I did. You should be proud of your service, but I felt like I was nothing without it. Right. And I still struggle with that. Like, you're like, what do you do? I'm like, I hate saying marketing. Why? Marketing's so cool, but I hate it because saying like, oh, I'm in the military. I guess it is just like, cause you go through so much and you work so hard to get there. That's like, I'm in the military. Like, I feel so good about that. So now going from that to this, I'm like, ugh, I was in the military. So that's going to be hard. Right now I can still kind of mention it because I'm like, oh, I just got out of the military. But in a few years, I'm a veteran. I don't know. I'm still struggling to let go of that part of me, but.
Well, you don't ever have to let go. Dude, you see all those old grandpas who still wearing their hats?
I'm going to get a license plate thing.
You should get a license plate thing.
I don't know. I'm just really proud of it.
Get decked out. I'll get you a little pin. You can put it on every morning.
Everyone's like, who's it? When I do tell people I'm a veteran, they're like, no way, you're like 18.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, back ain't 18 from the military. Right. I was literally in for 5 years, which I guess is not that long, but like half my life almost.
Yeah.
It's so long.
Half your life is crazy.
I know. I feel like I'm still 10.
She's 10 years old.
5 years is a long time. Okay. How did you know that it was time to change your majors or your career path? I just interrupted her.
Mm-hmm. She did.
Because I wanted her to turn our candles on.
I know. And you know what? I introduced our pumpkin and our candles weren't even on. Oh, that's so hideous.
The serious things. Okay, this is a very serious podcast.
It really is.
Anyway, sorry, Professor.
Peace, praise, and pumpkins. Peace, pace, predict.
What?
Anyways, I had this professor that I felt like had it out for me. He would like take time to call me out in like middle of class.
They always pick one.
Yes. And one of my roommates got COVID, and so everybody had to go home for a little bit and stay home. And I had this I can't remember if it was a final or like midterm, huge test. And I forgot that California had a time difference to Arizona. And because it doesn't usually until daylight savings. And daylight savings had just happened.
Yeah.
Or ended. I don't know what's happening. Regardless, there was an hour time difference, and I logged on an hour too late. And I like emailed him, and I was like, please, I'm so sorry. I had to go home abruptly from COVID. I completely forgot about the time difference. Just let me make up some of the tests, even 30 minutes, whatever. And he told me no, and he gave me a 0 for it, and so it ruined my grade. And as you probably know, to get into nursing school, like, you got to have amazing grades. And that just absolutely, it didn't make me flunk the class, but it wasn't enough for me to get into nursing school from it. So I would had to take the test or take the class again. And so that was the start of it, just being like, I am already feeling sick about being here. I'm sick about being here in this world, and then sick about being here at GCU. And I just feel like I don't want to do this anymore. And I didn't want to let my family down. So it was just like me forcing myself to be there. And I loved my roommates. I loved being there. And so I really wanted to stay, but it was like, I'm not paying this tuition for business or something, you know? So I was like, I might as well just do something else. So, what was the question?
How did you know it was time to change your careers?
So I think it was just a bunch of things adding up, and it just wasn't sitting right with me anymore. And when I was getting into midwifery more, I just loved just the principle of midwifery way more than I loved, not that any labor and delivery nurses aren't good and all that, but it was just, I don't know, I liked the more calming, holistic.
It's more personalized,
yes,
I think.
And I was just able to put more of my beliefs into that rather than like being in a hospital setting. And so that really called to me, and I really, really loved that. I did a doula class before that, so that helped me just kind of know what I was dealing with before getting into midwifery. And that's when I knew to change. And then the whole midwifery thing, like I said, I will probably go back to that. A lot of midwives do it as a retirement job. They do it when they've already had kids. They kind of know what they're dealing with. And I was there was 2 girls, me and one other girl, who did not have kids. And then the rest of my class was all moms, you know, in their 50s, just doing it as a retirement job.
That's so cool.
So I'll probably go back to it, but
for now, this is what you're called. Cool. All right. Well, the next question I wrote down is jumping right into my military. If you have followed me on TikTok, you also probably had this question. But it says, how did you almost get kicked out of the military? So I guess I'll talk about that. And I don't even know if I almost got kicked out. I don't even know if I almost got kicked out. It was just really dramatic. That's what happened. But so I was posting during COVID. I posted a video. Doula is Doula. We were talking about her earlier. Fable. Okay. Fable, lay over here. Thank you. Sorry. During COVID, that's kind of when everyone was like, really on TikTok and stuff, and people were popping off. And I posted a video with my uniform in the background, and it got a lot of traction, and people asked me tons of questions. So I started answering questions about the military, and it kind of blew up. I hit like 200,000 followers in that month, and all my videos were getting millions of views. And it was all like innocent questions, like periods in the military. I've gathered a cat. But it was all really innocent stuff, like being a woman in the military. Do you have to cut your hair? Like little things like that. Religious beliefs, LGBTQ, that kind of stuff. And so I was just answering people's questions. Yeah. And I think one of my videos, someone asked me, can you leave? Like whenever. And obviously I was like, no, you can't just leave the military. You do have a contract and stuff. And that video got about 2 million views. And I think what I heard is a really, really high officer or something from like our fleet saw the video and was like, who the heck is this? This is not okay. This is not allowed. Which, if you were on TikTok in 2020, the things that were being posted, I wonder if you can hear her purring. The things that were being posted by military people.
Yeah.
I should not have been gotten in trouble, but it's okay. So anyways, he sent that to one of my officers, and we were about to go underway that day, and I get pulled into this office, or one of my chiefs come up, and which if you're not really familiar with the military, a chief is much higher than me. It's like when you hit chief, you've made it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like a fireman at this point. Like I'm very low rank. I've only been in for a few months. And I'm already a really good worker, though. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've very established myself. Like, I'm super excited to go on deployment soon. Anyway, so this first underway is coming, and I get pulled in this office, and it's all of my chiefs. It's like 6 chiefs, 2 senior chiefs, and then this high officer, and he's kind of over the entire our section operations. And I'm like, oh, crap. Mm-hmm. What the heck? What happened? Did someone die? That was my immediate thought. Was like, they're going to tell me my family, something bad happened.
Oh, really?
Because I didn't do anything, you know? But so I go in, and he's like, just immediately screaming at me. Absolutely screaming at me. A grown man is yelling his little ears off, or his ears off. He's just screaming at me. And all of my chiefs and all that are just in the room, just staring at me, not saying anything. Mind you, they didn't like the guy either. Like, they couldn't say anything to him, so they all just had to be there.
Who is this yelling?
Our operations officer. Okay. So he's a very high-ranking officer. But it was just yelling at me. And he's talking about how I'm talking bad on the military, and I'm showing stuff I shouldn't be showing, and I'm exposing secrets and all this stuff, and how I could be not only kicked out, but tried and fined and do time and all this stuff. And me as a fireman, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what did I do? I had filmed at work maybe one time, and it was a duty day, and you could only see trees. Like, there was nothing. I wasn't showing anything, And anyway, so as he's yelling at me and he's talking about this video that this guy sent him, he was like, you want to get kicked out of the military? Like, we can make that happen, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, sir, me as my little fireman self, I was like, did you watch the video? That was not the right thing to say. All my chiefs were like,
oh no.
But like, did he watch it though?
No, probably not.
I didn't say nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. Anyway, so he obviously didn't watch the video, and he lost it. That was it for me. But he basically was like, you need to delete all your social medias. You're not allowed to post anywhere at all. You're lucky we can't confiscate your phones, all that stuff. And I'm like, at this point, kind of, one, scared, but also really mad. And also, I don't want to delete my stuff. But the main thing was I was about to go on underway this day, right? And being in LCAT community, and when we go on a ship, we don't immediately have email access. It could take 2 weeks or 3 weeks, maybe even longer, to get email access, which is the only way to talk to your family. If you don't have that, you use Facebook Messenger. So this underway that I was about to go on is my first underway in the Navy. I've never been on a ship at all. Yeah, I didn't really know most of my division, and so I was like, I'm gonna need to talk to my husband. He was not my husband at the time, but Dallas, and my family and stuff. How am I supposed to just go over a month without speaking to anyone? And Dallas was on deployment as well, so he would have no idea that why I wasn't answering for a month. He would not know. So I was like freaking out, and he's just yelling at me, basically gives me the order, and my chiefs are supposed to see it out. So I go out and I'm talking to my senior chief, and he's like, look, I don't know what you did. I don't know what you posted, but just delete it. It's not worth your career. And I was like, okay. So I deleted it all, and I was like, I'm going to need to talk to my family, though. He's like, we'll figure something out for you. Like, don't worry. And I was like, all right. So I'm freaking out at this point, and I go on this underway. No communication with the outside world. No idea what's going on.
Wait, so you couldn't go on Facebook Messenger?
No, I couldn't. He made me delete all of my social medias and everything, which I don't know if he's allowed to do that, but he did. Yeah, and I'm underway, and I cannot talk to anyone, and I don't know what's going on with the command either, because he was threatening court-martial, he was threatening me getting kicked out, all of the stuff, and I'm now in the middle of the ocean having no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So I'm on this, and I talked to my senior chief that night once we got on the ship, and I had not cried or anything at this point, and I was just like trying to process and trying to do my job and everything, and I also don't want to cry in front of everyone. Like, that makes me look not weak, but weak in the military and dramatic and all those things. So I get to this little hallway. I'm in the P-way with my senior chief, and I just start bawling. I'm like, senior, I did nothing wrong. If I lose my career, like, I have nothing. I am a real poor girl from a little country town with barely a high school degree. Like, I can't lose this over a video that I didn't do anything wrong in. And I was just freaking out. And he was like, look, don't do this to yourself. We haven't heard anything. Just have peace. He literally told me, mind you, I was a Christian, but not walking in faith at this point. And he told me, he was a man of God. He said, do you believe in Jesus? And I said, I do. And he said, this didn't come from me, because you can't really do that. And he said, but his plan for you is bigger than your officer's plan. He was like, and you stressing and worrying about his plan is not going to change the outcome. Yeah. He was like, so sit in your purpose, just go through the underway, have fun with your friends, learn your rate, get some qualifications you can't get, and when we get back, we'll figure it out. Yeah. And good. I was like, okay. I took a deep breath. Yeah. And we prayed together. And I went back to my rack, and underway started, and it was brutal. But I got back freaking out. I had not talked to anyone. I had no idea what was going on. When I come back, the rumors at this command, Kennedy, I was hearing things. I was like, I did what? Like, they were like, oh my gosh, you were twerking on the internet in uniform. And what? You went to court-martial, girl. We thought you got kicked out. Oh my gosh, how was, like, the brig, which is like a prison for the military. And I was like, oh. Guys, I was on a ship. Like, I was literally in the middle of the ocean, guys. I don't know what's going on. And I was like, have y'all heard anything? Obviously they had, but not the right stuff. Yeah. And so I had to, like, prove myself to everyone. Like, I am not that. And I was TikTok girl for years. I literally was getting out, and there was people coming in. They're like, oh, you're that TikTok girl. And I was like, okay, great. And I still get it all the time. People that I deployed with were like, oh my gosh, I followed you before I joined. Like, oh my gosh, really? Yes. It's so crazy. I literally just got a comment like 2 days ago. There was, I don't know if you remember me, but we deployed together, and I just realized you were the girl I used to watch before I joined. And I was like, that's so funny. So that really stuck with me. And especially when I got in trouble, everyone thought I was doing such bad things. So no matter what, like the year before I got out, people were still asking me like, did you really twerk on it? You know, all this stuff. I was like, I ain't got the facilities for that. It would not go viral.
Especially in a uniform.
Yeah.
Which that thing is not moving.
No, but there was girls doing that, though.
Twerking in uniform?
Yeah, and they did not get in trouble.
Yeah, no, I see crazy things of people in uniform doing some stuff on TikTok.
Talking about politics, all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, I'm the one that got in trouble? Yeah. But I digress. But yeah, I go up. I let like a week pass. I'm like, I ain't going to say nothing to think. I'll say nothing to me. I let like a week pass, and every time I see this officer, he's like cold shouldering me, and I'm like, they're festering something up bad for me, you know. I go to my senior chief, and I'm like, have you heard anything? And he's like, not at all. And I was like, so this is just something that's gonna blow over? Like, yeah. They just threatened my entire career, like finding me, jail, like court martial, like what? And he was like, Karah, if it doesn't come up, I'm not bringing it up. And I was like, okay. And what I think happened is, he probably showed my CO, and my CO said, she didn't do anything wrong. You know, like they probably looked at my content and were like, the only thing we could really get her for is making income not in the military, which is allowed. You're supposed to go through your CO, but I wasn't making anything crazy, at that time. So yeah, I think honestly, they just knew they didn't have anything and let it go, and were probably embarrassed. Yeah. And I found out a year later that officer had a YouTube cooking show where he would cook and talk about the military.
No way. What a hypocrite.
What
the
a
one that was
hypocrite.
yelling at you?
Mm-hmm. I'm like, you just mad you ain't got my followers. And if she's watching this right now,
you should like
stay mad.
You should message him or comment on one of his videos.
I couldn't find it. A lot of my chiefs were like, I know it. And I was like, tell me. Once he left. But hey, well. But
they wouldn't tell you?
No.
Dang. It's
I
okay,
know.
We'll find it.
I could text some of my older chiefs, but yeah.
We're going to find it, and then everybody blow up the comment section.
I was just like, this is so bizarre. Like, this is so blown out of proportion. Yeah, I was really sad because I felt like I was really helping people and educating people about the military. And I don't know, I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
but
that was cool.
That's how TikTok almost got me kicked out of the military.
So when did you feel comfortable to get social media and start posting again? Did somebody tell you differently, or did you just kind of...
No. So I went on that underway and then came back for like a week, went on another underway, came back for like a week, went on another underway. And that third underway, I won Sailor of the Quarter. So I was like, which that was my second Sailor of the Quarter, which doesn't usually happen.
Yeah.
So at this point, I was like, dude, I'm a really freaking good sailor. I think I had made E4. Maybe not. I think I had made rank or something like that. I was just really proving myself. And I was like, at this point, if anyone has anything to say to me, they're going to have to see who I am and the sailor I am and what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I was like one of two that were qualified to do certain things at the command. Like, they needed me. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Like, yeah. I just had more confidence at that point. I had been in a little longer, and I was like, mind you, I was never going to post military content again. I was not going to do that. I'm not going to risk my career over a TikTok. What it was for me was, why are you screaming at a new sailor in front of 6 other people just to intimidate her? You didn't need to do that. Yeah. Why are you forcing me to cut off my only communication with my family before my first underway as a Navy sailor? Like, there was just a better way to go about all of that, and I couldn't even stick up for myself, which you can't really do that in the military anyways. But I feel like it just could have been handled better, and that's what really... It put a bad taste in my mouth for the rest of my time in the military, because I loved it. I was so on fire for the military, and I was like, this is so amazing. I'm going to go so hard. And it was just like, wall. Yeah. Like, I can't trust my chain of command. I can't trust my officers. I can't confide in them for anything. I can't mess up. Like, at that point, it was like, I must be perfect. And anytime after that I messed up, I saw the same stuff. So, yeah, it does depend on your chain of command. I got a new chain of command that I absolutely loved. The one after that was rough too, but it's your higher ups. But yeah, that experience really put a bad taste in my mouth for the rest of my career. So. Yeah. Whatever.
That's a lot.
That was the question. That was the answer to the question.
Whatever the question
was. Anyways, that was me almost getting kicked out. Short story long, but.
Short story.
I will move on to you. Let me give you a juicy one. What the heck?
Oh, no.
I'm struggling knowing my calling and purpose. How do you have it all figured out?
Girl, I don't.
Does anyone have it all figured out?
No, but you know what? I am just... I'm coming to realize that it's okay to change your career. It's okay to not know what you want to do.
Figure it out.
I don't care if you're 65 years old. If you're like, I want to completely change my career, change it. Mm-hmm. It's okay to stop doing something that you have committed to. You can't worry about disappointing your family, looking like a failure, looking like you're just quitting on something, because at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your career. Like, this is what you're going to do for the foreseeable future. And if you want to change something, change it. And it doesn't matter how far along you are in something. It doesn't matter how old you are. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like my chief was saying. Yeah. You cannot get in the way of God's plan for you. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves for, I have to make it. I have to. And I think a lot of the times the problem is we're coveting other people's success and dreams and plans, right? Yeah. Like, wow, look at this person's and this person. And like, we're coveting that. And it's like, but God has this plan for you. Stop comparing. Just live your life and fail and mess up and learn and experience and try new things.
Yeah.
And nothing we can do, as long as we stay aligned with Jesus, is going to mess up his plan for our lives.
Right.
And I think a lot of times we're just trying to compare, and we're like, well, she's 21 and has this and this and this. And like, we're a year apart, and I own a house and I'm married.
Yeah.
That does not mean what you're doing is behind because you're not married and have a house. You have your own business. And, you know, like, there's God's plan for you is different than his plan for me. But a lot of times with culture, we're like, but I have to be here. And a lot of people look at me like I'm absolutely insane being my age, married with a house. Like, that's not normal.
Yeah.
So everyone has a different route and a different plan, because I struggle with, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
Do I like my job? You know, and I do. I love what I do, but is it my calling? Like, we all have those questions forever, even though you can feel like everyone would look at me from the outside and be like, oh, you have it. You're stable. You have a house. You have a husband. You have a job. That's all you need. But I still feel really empty and incomplete sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like, what is the next thing? What am I here to do?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just sit in my home, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, don't put too much pressure.
No, for real.
If I can jump in on that question. Sorry.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. And I think that was one of my biggest things was, I'm going to let these people down. I'm going to let my family down. I'm going to look like I'm failing at something. And you know what? I prayed on it for a long time before I left GCU. It was, I hated doing it, but I prayed on it, and I just felt like it was okay for me to do it. I felt okay doing it.
Yeah.
And I definitely missed it, and I missed having those friendships that I had with my roommates, and I missed that kind of community and that environment. But that's just what had happened. And
when you left, you got to move in with us and create so many memories and be there for me in rough times, and Dallas in rough times. He was not having the best time either with his coming back from deployment and all of that. So like that, you stepping out of that and just kind of being obedient and trusting, like, this is what I feel like I need to do. It's not maybe pleasing others, but it's what I need to do for myself. And that opened doors to so many beautiful things that you got to do and experience. And that's how it is every single time we do that. And if you look at maybe taking a step back as failing, that's the wrong mentality. Taking a step back is just going in a different direction. Like, it's not back, you know. But that's a really good question. None of us have it all figured out, though. That's the main answer.
No. And still, I'm like, should I go back to midwifery? Should I do like a different career path? And I love what I do, and I get to help people, and I pray over all my clients, and I still have, you know, some type of, I don't know, foot in that kind of door, just in the medical sense. But yeah, I'm just taking it day by day, and I'm trusting God, and I'm listening to his voice and in the callings that he puts on my heart. And just, if he tells me to go a different route, I'll do it. And if he tells me to pick midwifery back up, I'll do it. Yeah. And just pray about things. If you're kind of unsure of what your purpose is and what your career should be and your calling in life, just pray and give yourself grace and be patient, and don't put expectations on yourself.
Yeah. He does give us one thing to do. And that's, he gives us a few things to do, but he gives us one main thing, and that's Matthew 28:19, to go make disciples of all nations, to go be fisher of men. So I think when I was on deployment, I actually struggled with this a lot, because I was about to get out, and I was like, what the heck am I doing with my life? Like, this is everything, like we were talking about earlier. And I remember praying, and I was fasting actually at this time, and I just felt in my spirit, is something I'm doing bringing me closer to God, bringing someone closer to God, or enhancing his account in his kingdom? If I am on a path, wherever that path is, if it's paramedic, which I was debating on, ministry, marketing, it doesn't matter, as long as I'm aligning, like, okay, is this something that's pulling me away from Jesus or bringing me closer to Jesus? If it's bringing me closer, if I can read my Bible still every day and still do this, and I'm on that career path, he'll turn it for my good.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's fine. That'll work. Like, we should not limit him to only one of these paths can be correct. Like, he'll do it for us. You know, he'll make it work. Like, as long as we're obedient, as long as we are always attempting to increase his account and increase his kingdom, then you're doing it right. Give yourself some grace. Just love Jesus and love people, and it'll all be worked out for you. We're not supposed to have it all figured out. Fable does not have it figured out.
No, Fable doesn't have anything in that brain.
Hey, girl. I think it's the only cat that likes tummy scratches. It's really bizarre.
Okay. Is it dangerous or bad to join now?
Oh. It's not. First of all, joining the military is always a risk.
Yeah.
But it's a risk you want to take when you join the military. Like, I would lay my life down for every single man and woman that I was serving with. Mm-hmm. And that should honestly be your mentality. And if that's not your mentality, maybe it's not for you. But also, like, there's rates that are not inherently dangerous at all. Like, but there's always a chance of being deployed, no matter what. And this time, I would say about a year ago, it's a lot more dangerous, obviously. But right now, I honestly don't think so. I think what people think of our military is y'all don't have enough faith. Like, when everything was really bad, I was not worried for 1 second because I do know more about the behind the scenes and what's going on, and we're okay. I remember actually Kennedy and them were like, what is happening? And I was like, guys, scared. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, I was scared. And you explained some things to me, and I was like, okay, actually, like, I feel like I can breathe. Like, I'm not as frightened. And you explained it really well, some of the things.
There will not be a draft. Yeah. I can pretty much 100% confidently say that. Not that we are, like, overmanned or anything, but we don't need a lot of people. Like, some of these people that are like, oh, they're going to draft me. I'm like, baby, you're safe. Yeah. Respectfully, you're okay.
Respectfully, they don't want you.
It's not that slim pickings. Ooh, but no. You'd do great.
No, they definitely don't want me. So I'm like, I wasn't scared about being drafted because they don't want me.
There's also a huge reserve pool. So there's IRR, which is what I'm in. I'm not even really reserves. I am like the back of the reserves, but I would be drafted before y'all. And there's millions of people on reserves. So it would not hit civilians anytime soon, if not ever. So don't be fearful of that. But I don't think it's a dangerous time. And like I said, choose your rate wisely, like choose your job wisely. You can't pick where you're get stationed. That's a lie. At least in the Navy. But also, like, that you could choose the right branch. The Navy and Marines, I would say, are the most dangerous war wise. Certain Army jobs, certain Air Force jobs, of course, but yeah, just do some research. It's always dangerous, because what we do is inherently dangerous. Mm-hmm. But what's happening in the world right now? No, like, you're gonna be okay. Fable, you need to join the military, learn some discipline.
I really don't know what's wrong with her.
It's okay. Oh yeah. I guess, did that answer the question?
Yeah, no, that did answer, and that was good the way you put it.
Okay, period. Let me ask you one.
Wait, I had another one.
Okay, she gonna ask me another question.
What was the scariest part about joining? That had to go hand in hand, I think.
Unknown.
Yeah.
Like the unknown. Like, even when you're in, you don't really know what's in store. There was, I guess this is when I'm already in. I'll go to, okay. When I was already in, there was definitely certain times that were like, get ready. you know, and there were some times on deployment where a Chinese ship got really close and way too close and started intercepting our comms while we were out in the LCAC. And we couldn't find the ship because our nav system was down and stuff. And we were like, all right, lock in.
That's so scary.
Also on my deployment, we didn't say this at the time. I can say it now that it's over, but some of the ships that were supposed to deploy with us were broken. But we couldn't obviously pull out of that fleet because the whole point of the Navy is maintaining freedom of the seas. So as soon as we pull out, they're coming in, and we cannot have that. And it was like the South China Seas, it was Asia, all those places. So we were the only ship out there, and we're an amphib, so we actually don't even have that many combat. We're a defensive ship. Mm-hmm. We're the ones that in the fleet stop missiles. So if a missile gets shot, we have the systems that can go up and make it blow up way out there and distract it and all of those things, right? So that's the ship we were on. So we didn't really have anything to defend ourselves, and we were just out there completely alone in the South China Sea. So that whole deployment was pretty sketchy. But yeah, joining was definitely the unknown. You don't know where you're going to get stationed. You don't know if you're going to meet anyone that you like. You don't know really what your job entails. When you join, they're like, this is your job, go. And you're like, okay. GSM, cool. If I told you a GSM, do you know what that is? Y'all know what that is? Neither did I. I had no idea. Other than what you look up, and what you look up is always better than what you actually.
Yeah, I could not tell you.
Yeah, it's a gas turbine systems mechanic. But
that was my next guess.
Yeah, I say that all the time,
and I always say that.
Yeah. But anyways, it's that. It's the where the heck am I gonna live? What is this job? Who are these people? Do I go to school? What is boot camp? Like, you have no idea. You get off that bus and it's go time. It's screaming. You're like, okay. And they're like, right face or whatever the heck. I know them now, but they're just like yelling commands at you. And you're like, that was me in boot camp the whole time. That was my face.
Poor Karah.
Then you're just you're not allowed to mess up, even though you have no idea what the heck's going on. So yeah, that was, I guess, the scariest part, is just not knowing. It's so unknown. What happens in the military? No, if you're a civilian, there's like not enough videos out there or enough stuff to study to prepare yourself for the military and for boot camp.
Well, not now because you weren't able to post it.
Yeah. How do you know if something is just hard or not the right path?
I guess kind of what I was able to distinguish it by was like me praying on it, and like me feeling that there was more for me than that. And it was hard. It was really hard, but I liked it. I liked studying, and I liked, doing the workshops with my roommates and all of us just sitting around the table trying to figure things out. But I don't know, it felt different. And I don't know, I think it was just me praying on it and getting that clarity from God that it was okay for me to leave.
Yeah.
And so I would just say pray before you make any kind of decisions, especially like leaving college, something so big.
Because it could just be a season.
Yeah.
Like she or he's saying, like, it could just be like, this is just a really hard season.
Yeah. But it is hard, and that is okay.
I think
life is hard. Yeah.
I think in those moments, like, is this just really hard, or am I in the wrong path? Maybe give yourself a few new things. Like, go try a Pilates class, or try to make something in your life a little more fun.
Yeah.
To kind of relieve some of that stress and frustration of that normal routine. Like, crap, this class it's draining me. I don't know if I like this major anymore. Maybe it's just, it is hard and you just need a little bit of break, a little something else.
Yeah.
And if you are trying those things, going out with your friends a little more, giving yourself some grace, and you're still like, no, it's still stirring in my spirit. Yeah. I think that's kind of your sign to be like, this isn't my calling. This isn't what I want to do. I think then you should probably listen to yourself, but give it some time. I think just sit in it, try to like have some more fun and try different things and see if it might just be a season.
Yeah.
Or
I definitely sat on it for a little while, and I would take breaks, and I was doing some therapy at that point and talking through it with my therapist, and yeah,
that's good. What's your favorite memory from GCU?
Favorite memory. I gotta think of that one.
Was it us waiting all night in a parking lot?
That was so fun.
For Black Friday.
It all was so fun. It was all so much fun.
It was fun, except we waited outside all night in this parking lot for Black Friday. Just for there to be absolutely nobody in there.
There was no one crazy. There. That was the start of like Black Friday not being Black Friday anymore. Yeah. Because even now it's like not Black Friday.
It's Cyber Monday. You're like setting is that what it is?
Yeah, Cyber Monday.
You're like setting alarms. You're like making sure because everything sells out.
Even still, the sales aren't what they used to be. Used to be like people lining up, fighting, pushing kids down, push the grandmother down, beating people up for the TV.
Let me tell you what it is. It's because they used to actually discount it. Now, all throughout the year, they slowly raise the prices, and then they just bring it back down to the original price.
Right.
You
What
see
is
those
with
signs
that?
were like Black Friday sale $7.99, and then they moved the sign and it said $7.99. I was like, they're just saying sale. They're not on sale.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, nah, I'm done with the scam.
It's a scam.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
I'm not a supporter.
And I always say that.
The only one that kind of does it is Amazon, but still, I screenshotted last year to do a little test. I screenshotted the thing that I really wanted on Amazon. It was like $50. And then I came back for the Black Friday sale. $51.99. 60% off.
Make that make sense.
I may not be no math major, but 60% of 50 is not 50.
Yeah, no.
Not an extra $1.99. It's crazy.
You know what?
They be
Bring
doing it.
black.
Bing black.
Bring back Black Friday.
Bring back Black Friday. Bring back Black Friday. Oh, I
Bring
did
it back. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Oh my gosh, shut up. Do you have any cool boot camp stories that you want to?
Bootcamp
light
was
us
a
on?
movie, as the kids say nowadays.
I'm always so interested in boot camp and deployment and pirates.
Have I ever told you about when I thought I was gonna get set back all the way because I thought I failed my PRT?
No.
Not really.
No.
That's a pivotal moment in my life, actually.
That's in boot camp?
Yeah. So in boot camp, you take a PRT in the beginning, which is like a physical readiness test or whatever. And I passed that. And they have to take another one at the end. And mind you, it's a very end of boot camp. And I was RPOC, so I led my division, which comes with you get ranked up. I was obviously in a co-ed division, and I led it as a woman. So I was really proud of myself. And we were doing anyway, so we had this PRT, and I killed the abs and push-ups. Like, ain't nobody got it like that. But
you could tell.
I was super sick one. In boot camp, there's this thing called Freedom Hall, which is where we run. And I'm not kidding. It feels like when you're in like somewhere really cold or hot or stuffy, like you can't breathe. Mm-hmm. That is how Freedom Hall feels. Everyone says it. Everyone in the military has the same exact experience of Freedom Hall. You cannot breathe in there. I also have asthma. Running was always something I was really worried about joining the military, but I trained really hard before. And also, everyone in the military gets shin splints. But I had stress fractures in my shins. But I wasn't going to tell anyone. I knew. The medical even told me, but I was not going to get set back. Because if you have stress fractures, you get set all the way back to the beginning of boot camp. I'd been here for like 4 months. I'm in a 900 division, which is already really dope, you know? I'm like, I cannot get sent back. Anyway, so it's because of the shoes we wear. But, so I get to this PRT. I'm sick. I can't breathe. I have crazy stress fractures, and I have asthma. So I'm like, this is not good. So when you're running this PRT, there's a big timer that shows when the first person crosses the track, but you're in a line with your division. I was around the middle towards the end, and you all have a foot bracelet. So the foot monitor, or it's on your wrist. I don't know, this was 6 years ago. But you have something that tracks, it's your foot. Every time you run past the line, it tracks your lap, and then it tracks your time. So, but you can't see your time. You can only see the main time. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing it. I'm running. And I start blacking out. I literally cannot see because I'm so sick. I'm in so much pain. And also, you're supposed to do an extra lap just in case it doesn't track one of your laps. Mm. And so I have like 3 laps left. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, I'm not going to freaking make it. Mind you, I'm RPOC, so everyone knows me. Everyone's rooting for me. But I'm getting to like the second to last lap. My RDCs are screaming at me. They're like, you have to go. There's like 4 people left on the track. It's like an 80-person division. And I'm like one of the 4 left. Like, still running, you know? It's like me and 2 other girls and some guy. Anyway, so I'm running. And I'm like, please. I cannot see anything at this point. So my RDC yells at my MA and is like, go run with her. Because I couldn't see.
Yeah.
And I was literally blacking out. But I wasn't going to stop. You can't redo it. It's either finish or don't.
Yeah.
So I'm running. And this guy's beside me. He's like, you got this. Left. You start turning left. And so I'm turning left, and I'm crying. I'm like, I cannot run anymore. My freaking shins. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't see. Anyway, so I'm on this last lap, and I can see the timer, and I need 14 minutes to pass. And I see that it's at 14, or it was at like 13:50 something. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it. And I start running, and I make it, and it says 14:01.
Oh my gosh, that would have killed me.
Mind you, I don't know my actual time because I wasn't, that's not, or it was like 14, 15 or something like that. My ankle isn't on there. I was in the middle of the thing. So I have no idea if I actually passed, but it's not looking good. My RDC throws his paper down and walks out, like walks to the bird. Like I have to like march us back. I can't even freaking see or breathe. And I think I just failed. And we're all like, crap. Like I remember my whole division was like quiet because you could see how bad I wanted it. I mean, I was working my butt off all deployment or all boot camp. Anyway, so I literally fall to my knees, Kennedy, and start crying. Like everything I just worked for 4 months was about to go down the drain.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we get back to the birthing, and it's me and my yeoman actually, which are the two like highest in boot camp. Like you're gonna get ranked up. You work your butt off all deployment. We're rack mates, and we both failed, as we think. We don't know yet. And we're sitting there, and we're both like crying to each other, like because her dad's a senior chief, so she was like, "What am I gonna do?" You know, and I was like, nothing we can do now. Like, let's just go to bed. And so we wake up the next morning. That's when we're supposed to get test results. The entire divisions didn't track.
What?
Yes. So we were going to have to do it again. Mind you, Kennedy, I had just destroyed my legs. I couldn't run it again. And she even said the same thing. She's like, I can't do it again. I cannot physically do it again. And we were like freaking out that we were going to have to do this again. And I was like, not only did I not pass the first time, this might be a good thing, but I can't do it again.
Yeah.
So they're trying to figure it out. It was us and our other division, Dallas's division, I think. And they're like, just go to this marching class. So you go to this divisions during boot camp all have to do like a marching segment thing. We only did it to get the flag. We actually didn't have to do it in the graduation. But anyways, it was this whole thing, and it's all on my shoulders, the RPOC and my RDC, because I have to do, it's like a whole routine thing. We have to be absolutely perfect. And my chief's yelling at me like the entire time, all day. I went to lunch that day, and she had my entire division go in to the galley to eat, and I was out there, and she starts screaming at me, "You're a disappointment. Your whole family's going to come out and fly out here, and they're going to find out you didn't even graduate." Because that's true. If I would have got set back, my family would have came out and had no idea. Because by the time I sent a letter, graduation was a few days away. Anyway, so we go to this marching class or test, whatever it's called, and we do it, and we're actually lined up to do it. We're about to go, and I'm already so in my head, and I'm gonna kill this, but also crap, you know. And it was the next day of the main test. We were there for practice, and she came up to me right before and was like, "Karah, like no one else knows your job. You've been RPOC from day one. No one else knows your routines. No one else, like you just screwed not only your entire family, yourself, but also your division." Screaming at me. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like this could not get any worse. Anyway, so we're about to wrap up and we're about to leave, and she gets a text, and we're all standing in ranks, and I'm at the front like usual. And she comes up to me, and she goes, "Close your eyes." And I was like, okay. I'm scared. So I closed my eyes, and she was like, "I don't ever do this, not even to my own kids." She's like, "I apologize." And I was like, okay. And she was like, "Open your eyes." And her phone was right there. My time was 13:59.
Oh my gosh.
I literally, cause I'm in attention, right? Our whole division is. And I literally, Kennedy, my eye goes, I start crying because, oh my God, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
A second. And then she was like, "You need to work on your running." And I was like, "Yes, chief," you know, but I was, oh my gosh, it was all worth it. I was like, okay, I did it. Like, thank you. Oh my gosh. And she turns around, she's like, or to the division that's behind me, she's like, "RPOC passed." And they were all like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Shut up." You know, but I was like, and so I walked back.
That's so cool.
Yeah. My yeoman didn't pass.
Sorry, my omen.
The girl that I said was my rack mate.
Yeah.
She didn't pass.
Oh,
but we love her. She made it though. She did great. She ranked up faster than me in the military. She figured it out. But
we love that.
They pushed her back. She worked on her running. And anyways, but yeah. So that was like a cool story of like fear and anxiety and all those things. But like such a cool story to be like, oh my gosh, like you did it. Yeah. Like it was so amazing. Also, sorry, I'm gonna yap. Is that okay?
Yeah.
The day before, I'm trying to think exactly how this went. I might butcher this, but it's only my memory, so it's okay. But the day before graduation, a few days before graduation, you go through battle stations, which I actually can't talk about. But it's a really, really, really cool thing. But it's like 3 days, like you don't sleep. It's a lot, and you get tested on everything you learned at boot camp, and you're exhausted. You don't get to sit for 3 days. Bunch of stuff goes on. If you're a future sailor, get excited. But we did really, really well. We did very, very good. You're competing against every other division in the boot camp in your graduating class. And we did great. But they split you up into teams in battle stations. And I got a hit because I was putting my, I was fully getting dressed out for fire. And your guy is supposed to check you. And so I went to my A-Rock, who was behind me. He's a real tall dude. It's dark in here too. We're actually fighting a fire. And I'm like, am I good? And he's like, yeah, you're good. And we're about to get evaluated. I had a hair, Kennedy, like this big out of my bun sticking out. So they hit me on it. And I was like, crap. So that I got that hit. That is the only hit I got in battle stations. So we get to battle. We finish battle stations. It's like 3 days. You get the cap ceremony. Everyone's crying. It's like, oh my gosh, we did it. We're Navy sailors. They go from recruit to Navy hat. It's like a big moment. My chief's saying congratulations to everyone. She gets to me and she goes, throws the hat at me. Respectfully ruined my moment. Like, what is wrong with you? So I wasn't even crying. I was like really prideful. I was like, yeah, you know. And then as soon as she did that, I was like, started bawling. I was like, that just ruined it for me, you know. And I didn't know why she did that. And so I get back and she's being terrible to me that whole day. And she comes in there and she's like started yelling about my hits in my division and all this stuff. And she goes into, I just got my rank put on for RPOC on my uniform. So I was about to graduate with my little rank and it was super exciting. She went in there and ripped him off. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so I go into the bathroom and I'm weeping, Kennedy. Mind you, this might sound dramatic, but it is everything. Like boot camp breaks you down to a shell of yourself and then rebuilds you up. But you're so exhausted. I slept maybe an hour every single night in boot camp. I was constantly going to be for other people's stuff. I had to be perfect as RPOC. I did not mess up in boot camp.
Yeah.
Truly. I was perfect. The only time I ever got beat is really hard IT workouts. I'm not physically getting beat. But the only time I ever got beat was for other people. Yeah. I was very, very good at my job. Anyways, so I'm very tired. That's why all these emotions were so hard on me. But it was also, I just lost rank there was no point in me doing and working that hard the whole time if I lost this rank. And so I'm sitting in there and one of my girls that was in boot camp with me, she's sitting there. She's like, it's okay. Like, she'll probably give it back. Like, don't worry about it. You'll make rank. You know, she was trying to comfort me and I'm just crying. I'm so mad at her. I'm so mad at my chief. This entire boot camp has been like one thing after another. I'm like, I'm so good at everything I do. This sounds bad and cocky, but I was working so hard. I was like, why is she so mean to me? Yeah. And finally I said, I'm going to go in there and talk to her. I'm going to go ask her, which you do not go in the fishbowl as a recruit. But I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to stand up for myself. And so I didn't want to show that I was crying though. So I had to like take a few hours. And that night I go in there and I was like, Chief, do you mind if I speak to you? And she's like, yeah. So I go in there and I don't know who this was, especially as a recruit. This is crazy. But I go in there and I was like, Chief, may I ask what I did wrong? And she was like, yeah, you can ask. I said, what did I do wrong? She was like, well, you got a hit, this, and this. And she was like, but can I tell you that's not why I took your rank? And I was like, I would like to know. And she was like, do you think you deserve it? I was like, I do. I think I really deserve my rank. And she said, the only reason I took it, Karah, is for this moment right here. She said, all boot camp, you've been perfect. She said, but you're a woman and you're in the Navy. She said, every single thing you work for is going to have to be 2 times harder and 2 times more perfect. And you're going to have to earn it and you're going to have to stand up for yourself. She was like, because I've seen you keep your head down in the hallways sometimes when you're walking behind your division. She said, get your chin up, stand up for yourself, and be the woman that you know you can be. And I was like, and she said, I got him sewn on for you. I'm going to cry right now, bruh.
Period. That's so
that
awesome.
stuck with me my entire career. Yeah. She had done that the entire boot camp to show me that I needed to be confident in who I was. Yeah. Because people were going to walk over me all my entire career. And they did. Yeah. And every single time I would walk with my head down in the Navy, I would literally think about that and I would pick it up. And I'd be like, nah, know who you are. Like, you are strong and you have earned this and you deserve this, and you're gonna let people know that.
Yeah.
And when I won Sailor of the Year and people were talking, I was like, nah, I'm more qualified than you. Like, I never succumbed to the, do I deserve this? No, I knew it because of that moment.
Yeah.
So I don't know where she's at today, but I really love that woman.
Tough love, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And what if you didn't end up
going to talk to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably would have pulled me in and been like, look, I'm only doing this because,
Yeah.
But I think she always saw that in me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was obviously so happy that I did that. And she actually wrote on my graduation thing, I was the only RPOC she'd ever promoted. She'd done like 6 divisions, and I was was I the only girl? I don't actually know about that. But you usually promote RPOCs, but some of the really hard chiefs, like, nah, if you're not perfect, like, they will not. But yeah, I was the first one. And she said I was the first one that she never fired. Because most divisions go through a few. But I had it since P days, and I had it the entire time.
Wow.
Yeah. So, mind you, everyone in the military is like, girl, this is boot camp stories. Nobody cares. Like, nah, bruh. I worked my butt off, bruh.
I think it's awesome.
But yeah, those are some cool moments in boot camp that literally shaped me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So.
I love that. And I think also, like, boot camp is so scary to people who don't know what they're going into. Like, for me, I wouldn't want to join the military because I wouldn't want to go to boot camp.
It's a lot.
But
those first few days, Kennedy, I knew I wanted to do this for like 4 years before I went to boot camp.
Yeah.
And I wrote a letter to my mom the 3rd day I was there. And I said, I regret it. And I've never been someone to back out of something, ever. Yeah. I am not that person. I wanted to leave. It was the hardest thing I've ever been through. Dallas has the same story. Almost everyone does. Yeah. That first week, they keep you awake intentionally. They make you carry stuff 18 times your size. Like, they break you down. And so everyone goes through that as, I made a mistake. This is terrible. But it shaped every single thing that I do now. I still do things that I realize are from boot camp. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad I did, because it's taught me so much discipline and so many things.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you for sharing. That was so cool.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me yap forever about it.
I love it.
I guess if y'all have any more questions for us, we'll do another one of these soon. Yeah. It doesn't have to be about military or anything specific. Ask us questions you might have for us, or about faith or life or anything, and I'd love to answer.
We just love to yap. Give us some topics.
Yeah, well, I think we do another Q&A in like a month or so.
Yeah.
I like this. This was fun.
Okay, so we'll do our prayer and our praise. And mine's not really, I mean, it kind of is a prayer in a way, but it's National Suicide Prevention Month, and I think we all just need to take time out of our day to check up on some friends and family. It takes 3 seconds for a phone call and just say, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
How's it going? How's life?
Mm-hmm.
And it can do wonders for somebody who is struggling with suicide and depression, and you never know what somebody is going through. Mm-hmm. So just, if you're even slightly worried about someone, or you know someone's been posting something a little heavy, or you know that they've been let go from a job, or they've been dealing with something, just take time out of your day to reach out and pray.
And if you are that person, and I know from experiences that a lot of times it's like, I just need one reason, or I need a sign. Let this be it. You're absolutely so loved and so seen, and there is purpose for you, and there is a plan for you, and this is exactly where you need to be right now.
Right.
And don't let the enemy lie to you and say that it isn't.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
There's so much to live for, and so much good that you don't even see right now. And coming from someone who has lived that for so long, there is a life after it, man. Yeah. And how good of a story is it afterwards to tell people like, hey, this is what I went through, and this is what you will also overcome eventually.
You see that statistic that's like 98% of people that have, like like that their attempt didn't work,
Mm.
regret it, or like are so glad that it didn't.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's people that like there's obviously moments that you think about it, but
Yeah.
like 98% of people that actually attempted and it didn't work are like thank God.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's how I feel.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah. I also thank God for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is unity for this country.
Mm-hmm.
Today something really tragic happened, and when this episode comes out, it'll be a little bit, but it's turning into politics. It's turning into a lot of things that it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are like, using this as an excuse to bring politics, like I said, but that's not even the reason this is tragic.
Yeah.
Guys, that has nothing to do with it. Someone lost their life.
Yeah.
Someone lost a father. Someone will be growing up wondering who their dad was, and
Yeah.
someone lost their husband. A nation lost a friend. And it's not even that. There's been so much stuff this week. That's why the internet is in an uproar. It's not because of this one person. It's because people are waking up to the fact that this world is messed up and this country is so broken.
Yeah.
A young woman was brutally murdered. There's shootings. It's just dark. And if you haven't watched our last episode, Spiritual Warfare, you'll see why. But the enemy is using all of these things to divide people more.
Yeah.
Where you'd think people would come together and be like, let's work against this and find a solution. People are like picking political sides. People are picking racial sides and making everything about all of these things. And I'm like, guys, people are losing their lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's humans versus humans right now, and it needs to be humans versus the enemy.
Yeah.
So I think we all just need to have a little more sympathy, a little more love for each other. And I guess the prayer is just pray for his family, pray for our country to open their eyes and soften their hearts,
Yeah.
and come together and stop letting these things tear each other apart to a point of death.
Yeah.
It's brutal and it's inhuman and it's just heartbreaking. So I guess I just pray for the nation's hearts and that family, all of the families this week that have been affected. But yeah.
At the end of the day, these are human beings. Like, who cares about politics? These are people being murdered. These are people in their final moments being scared and alone. And like, it's tragic.
But I don't really want to get into it. It's just we need to have more compassion and we need to have more love for people. We can't keep letting anyone win in these situations.
Yep. Yes.
On that note,
do you guys know what just came to mind and I can't think of the words? That Justin Bieber song back in the day, Pray. Dude, that was my stuff. I used to sob to that song.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Anyways, you should listen to it and I'll play it after
Play it. No, I don't want to get copyright.
And I pray.
Oh! Look, I'm getting all up on this couch right now.
I just can't sleep at night.
Okay.
Knowing that things ain't right. It's in the papers. It's in the TV. It's everywhere that I go. Children are crying. Soldiers are dying. Some people don't have a home.
Thanks for watching Peace, Praise, and PJs. Like and subscribe.
And I know that sunshine beyond that rain.
Good night.
I know.
Page 2 for both of us. Or the... She just fell.
She's about to start attacking something.